Hello everyone and welcome to a new IBM RPG sample video. This is episode 6 of the series Learn RPG on IBM with VSCode. In the previous video we started learning the basics of RPG, working with variables, constants and data types. Now it's time to move forward and start adding logic to our programs. In this video we are going to learn how indicators work in RPG, how to use if statements, and how to use select statements. These are fundamental concepts that we will use in almost every RPG program. So let's go. Well, before starting, we need to speak about the boolean data types in RPG. In other languages, we have boolean type or bool type, but in RPG it doesn't exist in the same way. Here we don't work with true or false values, okay? Instead, we use indicators. An indicator is a variable type that can have two states. Indicators can have the state on and the state off. That means true or false. Okay? So, an indicator represents a condition, like, for example, is the customer valid, or is the number greater than 10? Or did the operation succeed? All these situations can be represented using indicators. Of course, an indicator can be the result of a logic operation. We'll set variables to on or off, but also will assign to variables the result of conditions. In RPG, we can declare an indicator using the indicator data type. So, for example, let's declare an indicator here. DCLS, as in the last videos, is adult indicator. We are declaring a variable like in other examples. Using DCLS, the name is adult and the type is indicator. This variable can have only two possible values, on and off. We also can use 1 for on and 0 for off. For assigning a value, we can do it like in other cases, directly initializing the variable using ints here in the declaration. For example, this way. Or we can do it this way. Okay? And also in the code, we can do something like this. Or maybe this way. As I told you before, we also can do things like this. Is adult, is my age, is greater than or equal to 18. So RPG will evaluate the expression my age is greater or equal to 18, and the result, that is a boolean value, will be assigned to the variable is adult. We can make these expressions as complicated as we want. The important is that the result of the expression must be a boolean value, an on or an off, that is a true or a false. There's something important to mention here. In modern RPG, we can declare indicators using the INT data type, the indicator data type, as we have just seen, but historically, RPG has always used predefined indicators. These are special values named indicator 1, indicator 2, indicator 99, and some special ones like the last record indicator. These are automatically available in every RPG program, so you can use them. For example, we could use an indicator, for example, this one, to assign to on or off, and check its value in our code instead of the in adult variable. But our variable is more readable, right? Well, why do they exist? These indicators come from older versions of RPG, and they are used to control screen behavior, for example, turning on or off a field on a screen, etc. The last record indicator is special in RPG. This is used to tell the program to end and release resources. In our case, as we are using modern RPG with procedures, in this case with a main procedure, it is not needed, but we'll talk about it in future videos. Well, let's create a simple example here. Let's declare a variable named age with a type integer of 10 positions. Let's declare now a new variable named isAdult. That's gonna be an indicator. Okay, now let's assign a value to age. Age is equal to 20. And now we are going to set isAdult to the value age is greater than or equal to 18. Well, here we are evaluating a logic expression. The age is greater or equal to 18. As it is, the result is on, and then the indicator variable isAdult is set to on. Now we can use the indicator using, for example, an if statement this way. If isAdult, then send message isAdult, else is not adult. Well, notice something important here. We are using an indicator in an if statement. We don't need to compare it to on or to off, as the value stored is an indicator. This statement is evaluating it directly, so writing the name of the variable is enough. Of course, in this example, we can remove the variable isAdult and check the condition in the if statement directly, doing it this way. If age is greater or equal to 18. So really the isAdult is not enough in this case. So we can do it in the way we need. Well, now let's talk about the if statement. We have seen an example before. The if statement allows us to execute code based on a condition. The basic structure is, as you have seen before, we have an if, a logic expression, and then we have a block of code that will be executed if the condition is on. If we need more conditions to evaluate, we can use ELSEIF. Or if we need to add a default case, then we can use else. Well, let's write an example. We are going to have a score with this type integer of 10 positions. Then we are going to assign score to 75. And then we are going to have an if statement. We are going to check if score is greater or equal to 90. In this case, we are going to send a message excellent, for example. Now we want to check if the score is greater or equal to 70. Okay? In this case, we can do something like this. Else if score is greater or equal to 70, then we'll be sending this message, good. We have other case, greater or equal to 50. In that case, we're going to send a message, pass. And then we are going to have another case, that is the default case. So the default case will be executed if the score is not greater or equal to 90, if it is not greater or equal to 70, or score is not greater or equal to 50. In other case, we will send in this message, fail, and if. Okay? Well, it is important to know that only one block of code is executed. So the first condition that is true is the one that runs. Okay? So if you see, in this case, which message will be shown? Well, let's execute the code. If you remember, we can, well, we are using this program that is created in the IFS. We're gonna compile it using Command E, as in other examples. Okay, the compilation has been correct. We can close this, and we can use a filter to see our program. Let's create it. Let's change it because we want to see all the programs with the name indicate. Let's put here and a star, save, and this if I open this, there are two programs with this the name indicate and something more. We're going to run the indicate one program, run action, call program, enter, and then we can see good. Why? Well, this is because RPG is evaluating expressions. Score is greater or equal to 90. That it is not true. It is trying to evaluate the next one, and in this case, as 75 is greater or equal to 70, then it is sending this message, and it is going to the end of the expression of the if statement. Well, now before continuing with the select statement, let's talk about something very important. What happens when our program has an error, a compilation error? Until now, all our examples have worked correctly, but in real life, this is not always the case. Let's introduce a simple error on purpose. In this example, we declare a variable named score, but imagine that by mistake we write soar in the code. For example, here we can write soar. Okay? Well, let's see what happens. Let's try to compile the program. Action, Command E, create bound RPG program, and oops, we're getting an error. Action was not successful. Okay? Well, Code4i is giving us a complete compilation report, as you can see here. Okay, we can open the output here and see all the compilation report, where we can see the complete result of the compilation. We can use it for finding the possible errors in the code. But also, let's close this. Also, we can click here. If you see here, we have number 3 errors. We can click on here and we'll see easily which errors are we getting. As you can see, we have the name of indicator soar is not defined, and expression contains an operand that is not defined. Well, in this case, both errors are the same. If you see, we are clicking on them and the line is the same. If we click on every error, the code jumps to the place where the error is. Okay? So let's fix the error. Let's write here score. Okay, and now let's try to compile it again. And as you have seen, now it is successful. Okay. Well, errors like these are very common. In fact, there are people that usually write the code and then uses the compiler to know which variables are needed to be declared. So just watching the errors. Well, it is not a very good practice because it is always easier to declare the variables and use them, but it happens. Okay. Okay, now let's look at another way to control logic, this select statement. Select is very useful when we have multiple conditions that are based on the same variable. In this case, only one block is executed as in the if statement, even when there could be more than one condition that results true. We will have a select and select or NSL as you'll see, and a when for every condition. There could be a default case that can be written using other. Okay, let's write a real example. We are gonna have an option, we're gonna declare it, option, that is gonna be an integer of 10 positions. Okay, let's assign option is option number 2, and then we're gonna have a select operation, a select statement that can be end this way. Okay, and then we are going to have when option is equal to 1, then we're going to send message option 1. Okay, then we're going to have option 2, option 3, and for example, well, we're going to have the default option that's gonna be other send message invalid option. Okay, well, this should be a real example of a select statement. In future videos we'll talk more about the select statement because recently IBM has introduced modifications to it. We can use a select with a variable, and then we can use when in, that is something that is written this way, when in. That means when the value of the variable is in a list, okay? Or we can use when is for checking if the value is the same as the indicator value, okay? So we will have something like this, when in list and when is value, okay? Well, as I said, we'll talk about all this in the future. By now, we have enough with the common select as it is in this way, okay? So, when we should use if and when we should use select? Well, of course, it depends. When conditions are complex and you're comparing different values, or simple, you have two choices or only one thing to check and execute the code, then you'll use if. When you are checking multiple values of the same variable, for example, in this case, in the option key, in the option example, or you want to be cleaner or have more readable code, then you should use select. Both are important and you'll use both in real programs. Okay, now it's your turn. Try to modify the examples, try to modify the age, the score, add more conditions to the code, add more options to the select in this case, and tell me if you have been successful. For sure you will. This is the best way to learn, okay? So in this video we learned how to work with logic in RPG. We started by introducing indicators and how they represent true or false conditions. Then we use indicators in a simple example. And after that, we learned how to use if statements with ELSEIF and else. And finally, we introduced the select statement as an alternative for handling multiple conditions. These are fundamental tools that we will use in almost every RPG program. In the next video, we will continue building on this and start working with more structured logic and real examples. I hope you liked the video and that it was useful to you. Remember to like and subscribe if you aren't already. See you on the next video and thanks for watching.